Hi, thank you for stopping by my Otherwise Woman channel. Today I want to play a little bit with this tarot deck I got recently. This is the Midnight Magic deck, a tarot deck of mushrooms by Sarah Richard. And I have just become so enamored of these cards, almost as enamored as I am of the mycelium network that underlies the mushrooms and fungus that grow all around the world. It's absolutely fascinating. The mycelium can do many wonderful things, and it's being researched and experimented with in areas such as packing material, something to replace plastics, something that's obviously sustainable and biodegradable, um, building materials. The mycelium stores a massive amount of carbon, so we're looking at environmental factors and how mycelium can be used to get some of the carbon dioxide out of our air, which it then converts to nutrients for plants. And the mycelium has this really amazing symbiotic relationship with many trees that a certain type of mushrooms, I think it's mycorrhizal, that may be not the way to pronounce it, but it can penetrate the root system of trees and it actually brings nutrients to the roots, and then it gets um, carbohydrates from the roots, which it can use to enrich the soil. It also aerates the soil. It's just a really fascinating being. Yeah, I'm going to call it a being. But these cards have inspired me to create my own design. It's a rather mushroom-shaped pattern layout to do a reading. And so I thought I would demonstrate that. Maybe somebody watching this will find it useful. And I thought what I would do is take a look at the state of, and hopefully future of, this research into the mycelium and how it can be employed. All right, that feels good. So first we are starting with the issue itself. If you're reading for a person, of course, this would be the querent, or the signifier. The challenges, obstacles, blocks. The root of the issue, what is known, what is unknown. Past influences, likely future influences, what to avoid, the path forward, and the outcome. I think it looks sort of mushroom-shaped. So, we start with the Four of Pentacles, the King Oyster Mushroom. So, right now I would say movement in this area maybe a little slow, that it has to be very balanced. It has to build on what has been discovered Let's see. What would be the block? The Emperor. So what I immediately take from that is just capitalism, how to make money off it, how to control it, how to well, what I feel is that the people who are doing the research want it to be used for the highest good for the most number of people, and they may be running up against not so ethical people in authority, like those who are providing the funding. So let's see. What is known? The Seven of Pentacles. Okay, there is quite a bit known about all the things that the mycelium offers and can be used for. But, I'm still getting this sort of slow, it needs a review. Everything needs to be reviewed, and it's not getting perhaps the attention it deserves. And what is not known is judgment. You know, one of the other fields in which mushrooms are becoming acknowledged and are getting researched upon is the psilocybin mushrooms, and they're very promising effects on in the fields of mental health and mental illness. But I think maybe there's a perception of mushrooms as some cheap high that may be holding back the beneficial research into the mycelium. So let's see, past influences. The Eight of Cups. Okay. So the need to give something up. There have been false starts in this whole research program and in the development. And okay, this didn't pan out as we hoped, but what have we learned? So a need to appreciate what has been learned. Possible future influences, the Queen of Wands. Ah, okay. So a passion and a caring, which is exactly what we need these scientists and research developers to have. So that's a very optimistic card, that there is a dedication and a creative passion driving this. Let's see. The Three of Wands. So this is usually the waiting for your ship to come in. What I'm getting from this is that the passionate researchers need to go on with their work. Avoid getting tangled up with perhaps funding sources that aren't enthusiastic about it, or who may be, greedy. Yeah, I'm seeing that as avoiding the sources who aren't fully on board, who are adopting a wait-and-see attitude. Okay. The way forward is the Ten of Cups. Ah, what a wonderful card. So the way forward is definitely through hope. Look at that rainbow. Is through persistence in putting out all the positive news forward. And I'm going to say the way forward looks very promising, almost divinely inspired, dare I go that far? Or inspired by the mycelium itself, which wants to be of service. And let's see, the outcome is the Knight of Cups. So definitely a moving forward. With emphasis on feelings. How do we feel? And so that would be that's going to be ultimately the predictor of how further mycelium research goes, is how does it make people feel? Well, I know it would make me feel great to buy things that are packaged in sustainable, biodegradable packaging. It would make me feel really good. If I knew there were building materials out there, maybe if I needed to build something, I could use mushroom-based products. So, the Knight of Cups. Yeah, and this could also be a younger man who comes to the forefront. And spreads the news about how good mycelium can be for the world, all the contributions that it has for the world. So, a little slow, a little stuck, having to deal with perhaps some negative judgment. Both the Seven of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups suggest to me that they really need to review what has been learned before moving forward, but finding the enthusiasm and finding investors who are enthusiastic. More and more I'm seeing this as a person who's going to become the spokesman for the whole mycelium industry. So a little slow, but very, very promising. So if you liked this spread, please try it. You can use it for, of course, for different issues, reading for people rather than situations. But thank you for letting me share it. And hey, YouTube, this is for entertainment purposes only. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I will talk to you again someday soon, I hope. Mushroom blessings on us all.